Very good morning. You're with the news on headlines today. Big breaking news that we're tracking this Saturday morning. There's been another terror attack in the army camp in Samba. The firing is still on between the terrorists and the army near the army public school in the Samba sector. Terrorists are hurling grenades on the Jawans is the latest information that we're getting. This is the second attack under the new Jammu and Kashmir regime. The attack comes a day after a Fidain attack on the Rajbagh police station in the Katwa sector, which killed 2 terrorists and 3 security men. This is the latest information that we're getting. It's the second militant attack in Jammu and Kashmir in the last 24 hours. After almost a dozen people were left injured in the attack yesterday, this is the second terror attack on the soil in Jammu and Kashmir. This attack, of course, coming in from the Samba sector. Sketchy details emerging at this point in time. The latest information that our reporters on the ground are giving us is that one civilian has in fact been injured in this attack, and the firing is currently on between the militants and the army Jawans as we speak. Remember, 2 heavily armed militants stormed a police station in the Katwa sector yesterday, killing 3 security personnel and 2 civilians before being shot dead in the first terror attack that was reported since the PDP and the BJP formed a coalition government in the state in a span of 24 hours. This is the second attack that is being reported from the Samba sector. My colleague Ashwini Kumar joins me on the phone line with all the latest. Ashwini, you've been tracking developments on this second terror attack that we're reporting on in the last 24 hours. What is the latest information that you have?
Yeah, Rishika, the encounter is still going on. They are outside the army public school in Samba area, and they have not entered the school premises, and they have been trapped outside, and firing is still continuing. And this report, they are between 2 to 4 there. And today was the exam of 9th and 10th class students, and this is the final examination of CBSE, and it will start at 8:30. But the way the firing is still continuing, I don't think the school management can take their examination of the schools, and the school has been, the teachers and other people have been told not to come to the school. Encounter still going on. There is no loss of life from the army or the security forces, but one of the Mata Vaishnavi pilgrim, Pappu Yadav, who was on the school cycle moving towards the Samba area, he is injured, and he has been shifted to Samba Army School. Yeah.
Well, Ashwini, given the fact that there was an attack just yesterday morning at around the same time in the Katwa sector, in which army personnel in fact lost their lives, given the fact that within 24 hours, this is the second attack that we're reporting on. Yesterday, it was 2 heavily armed militants who stormed the police station in Katwa, killing 3 security personnel and 2 civilians. And today is the second attack that we're reporting on. Isn't this a huge security lapse, given the fact that there was a high alert that was sounded across the state of Jammu and Kashmir yesterday?
Yeah, Rishika, there are 2 reports. Yesterday, there was a report of eyewitness account and the intelligence input that 2 groups have infiltrated in Katwa area, and one group has gone towards the Samba area, and the second group has gone towards the Rajbagh area.
Right.
But on the IG denied that 2 terrorists were gunned down, and there were only 2 terrorists. But whether these are the fresh infiltration group or this is a yesterday group, they are being ascertained. But yesterday night there was a high alert by the Central Intelligence Agency that there may be another attack today. And that is the reason that army has trapped them immediately and outside, because you can't stop the terrorist attack. Yeah.
All right, Ashwini Kumar, they're saying that there was a high alert. There was also intelligence input that suggested a similar kind of an attack taking place today. And we're going to get more details from Ashwini in just a moment. Ashwini, stay on with us because there are some reactions that are coming into this big story that we're talking. Well, this is what our correspondents have told us. The latest information that is in fact coming in is that the Army Public School is going to be cancelling the board exam school has informed teachers and students not to come to school. Class 11, Class 12 and Class 10 board exam has in fact been cancelled by the Army Public School in the Samba sector. As Ashwini Kumar has been reporting to us, today is the last board examination, the final CBSE examination that was to be taking place at the Army Public School in Samba. That exam was scheduled to begin at 8 a.m. and all teachers and students of the Army Public School have in fact been informed not to come to school in the light of the terror attack that we're reporting on. I'd like to bring in Ashwini Kumar on this point. Ashwini, you told us a short while ago that the final CBSE exam that was to be conducted at the Army Public School at 8 a.m. has now been cancelled in the light of the terror attack that has been reported from around the school premises.
Yeah, Rishika, the way the encounter is still going on, it is just around half an hour the examination has to start. But when the students can't reach their encounter site, even the normal person can't clear because the highway has been stopped. Jammu Pathankot National Highway has been stopped and no movement of traffic is allowed there. So that is definitely that the students of the Army Public School, they can't reach the school for the examination. So they are trying to inform all people that they should not come to the encounter site because of the encounter still going on, and how many militants are inside the firing range. That is, they have been told to be alert. And probably did that from all vehicles from the Pathankot side in Punjab. They have been also stopped at Lakhanpur at different points and Samba and Kathua area also. Yeah.
All right, Ashwini Kumar, stay on with us. There are a whole host of reactions that are in fact coming into this big breaking story we're tracking this Saturday morning. All right, my colleagues Ashwini Kumar and Shuja ul Haq are tracking all developments on this story. Shuja ul Haq is also joining us live at this point in time. Shuja's second militant attack in the last 24 hours. The final CBSE examination at the Army Public School stands cancelled as of now, and as Ashwini has been reporting, the Jammu Pathankot National Highway has also completely been stalled. Shuja, what are you picking up from your sources on the ground? How many terrorists are exactly present out there? And you know, how closely is this in fact related to yesterday's attack? Shuja, can you hear me? All right, we're going to try and re-establish that phone line with Shuja. Ashwini Kumar is still live with us from Jammu. Ashwini, I'd like to pose that question to you. What are you picking up from your sources at this point in time? How many terrorists are in fact present at that encounter, and how closely is this new attack that we're reporting on today related to the attack that took place 24 hours ago?
Yeah, definitely. This is the same area. 2013 also, in September, they attacked the same area. This is just 100 meters away from the army camp area immediately, because most of the brigades are there, because the international border is very close to the army area, and this is an infiltration route, mostly Samba, Vijaypur area and Kathua area. These are the major infiltration routes and soft areas also. And Basantar River is the most important thing that the terrorists are taking the shelter of the Basantar River also. Yeah.
All right, Samba and Kathua geographically, as Ashwini has been pointing out, are areas that are in fact in close proximity to the international border. There have been several infiltration bids that have in fact been reported from these areas. 2 days, 2 strikes in Jammu and Kashmir is the latest and the big story that we're tracking. The army camp has in fact been targeted in the Samba sector, and as my colleague Ashwini Kumar reporting from Ground Zero has been pointing out to us, the final CBSE exam at the Army Public School in Samba stands cancelled. Remember, this exam was scheduled to begin at 8 a.m. this morning. The Jammu Pathankot National Highway has completely been shut down. Traffic has been stopped, as you can see those visuals on your screens. Clearly, Ashwini, as you've been pointing out, in the light of the attack that took place yesterday, there was specific military intelligence that did point to a similar kind of an attack taking place today. Could you share some more details with us?
Yeah, Rishka, there was a IB alert to the J&K government, including the army, police everywhere, and BSF also that there can be another attack. And they are all, everybody was alert, and late night we got this input that IB has alerted the all establishment, including the army and the BSF and the JNK police, and that is the reason that everybody was alert and they could not be allowed to enter the army public school or the army brigade there, and they are just fighting. The army is fighting with them, and they attack the near the sentry, and the sentry also responded, and immediately there was a response from the other army personnel there, and Kewati is already reached there, and Kewati is working there, and the more force has been rushed because once the suicide attacker comes there, he has to attack the camp or the school or the any establishment, but you can't stop it, but you can neutralize them. That is the main thing, and that the casualty side from our side should be more and more less there. Yeah.
All right, that's a really important point, Ashwini, that you're raising, that there was a specific IB alert that was issued late last night pointing in the direction of an attack of the kind that we're seeing today, and because security forces on the ground and army personnel on the ground were already on high alert, given the fact that there was a specific IB alert pointing out to this kind of an attack, the terrorists, the militants in this particular attack have been contained. They have not been able to enter the army public school or enter the army camp in the Samba sector. That really is an important point that Ashwini Kumar is in fact raising. All right, my colleague Jugal Purohit is also joining me on the phone line with more details. Jugal, second terror attack in the last 24 hours. What are the details you can share with us?
Well, Rishika, first and foremost, what we need to understand is that yesterday it was Katwa and today it is Samba. Now, the importance of these two areas comes from the fact that in the new administration's setup and desire to uplift the AFSPA, the first and foremost step is to denotify the disturbed areas from the region where you want to withdraw AFSPA from. Samba and Katwa were the first two regions of which the review was currently underway. The army authorities have been in touch with the state administration. So these are the areas where the terrorists are targeted, are the two areas from where the AFSPA, if at all has to go, would go, and the proceedings were all in that direction. Now, what has taken place is that at 5:30 a.m., a group of terrorists, the precise number of which we do not know till now, had lobbed grenades and entered the premises of the 81st Armored Regiment and the Army Public School. They share a border. This is in the Samba region. And yes, as you pointed out, the army is telling us that they've been contained in an area, but then it cannot, till the time the encounter is over and the bodies of the terrorists are available or they are arrested, cannot be said whether or not they've spread into further areas. One civilian, unfortunately, has lost his life in the initial grenade and firing that took place. But the reason why the army is seemingly in control and is telling us is that Samba area is where a lot of infantry units, that is, the soldiers, are available. Combat-ready soldiers are available. There is also, as I said, an armored regiment where this incident has taken place. So the army is very well placed vis-a-vis the numbers.
Right.
Insofar as whether they've taken hostages or not is something that we will know in some time from now. But this is the second such attack in the second area where from the state administration wanted to denotify the Disturbed Areas Act and henceforth and thus pull out the AFSPA. There's obviously a message here for all the authorities to understand. And let's see how things shape up from here on.
Jugal, I'd just like to ask you a very specific question. Given the fact that the Army Public School appears to be, have been on the radar of the terrorists, we're given to understand that they've been contained, they've not been allowed to enter the premises of the Army Public School. Does this then, not bear resemblance to the dastardly attack on the Peshawar school? Clearly, it does appear that the Army schools, whether on either side of the border, seem to be the new target on the radar of the militants.
Well, Rishika, insofar as this modus operandi is concerned, the Peshawar incident unfortunately may have been the first for Pakistan, but India has had several such incidents of schools,
Right.
army schools being attacked by terrorists, families being taken hostage, family camps being attacked by the terrorists. So this is not new as such for India. And of course, another very quick point that the army authorities are talking about, of course not officially, but there is a sense of resentment that I see, is that in the last 2 days, 2 attacks have taken place in the Jammu region, which shares the international border with Pakistan. There is, as of now, the border security force who guards the international border in the Jammu region has yet to even come up with an assessment of how, if at all, terrorists have sneaked in from there. The perception gaining ground among the police, the army, is that perhaps the BSF is not able to contain the flow of militants. So that's another sore sticking point which the authorities will have to sort out, because as I said, I could sense the resentment in the armed forces on the ground, in the police on the ground, about the fact that terrorists are able to sneak in through the international border and the BSF has no explanation to offer as of now.
Right, Jugal Purohit tracking developments on that story and raising an interesting point of how this in fact does raise the AFSPA debate all over again, given the fact that the new Mufti Mohammad Saeed government has been talking about revoking AFSPA from certain parts of Jammu and Kashmir. The fact that there have been 2 terror attacks on the soil of Jammu and Kashmir in the last 24 hours alone, this definitely will raise some serious questions on what the Mufti Mohammad Saeed government in fact does want to do.